Good morning. This is day 2 of my scripture challenge. Again, I think this is supposed to be my 10 favorite verses in scripture, but I don't even know where to begin with that. So, at least for day 2, I'm just going to read you something that came from my time in the Word last night that impacted me. So, maybe it's important for you to hear as well, too. I'll preface this by saying this is when Isaac and Rebecca are journeying, and they've come to a certain land, and their herd and their people and their group was growing. In fact, it was growing so powerful that the people in the land actually asked them to leave because they were fearful that they were going to be in conflict with them, which actually comes later in the story. I'm not sure how I'm going to get this another day. So do read Genesis chapter 26 where this comes from. But so they're journeying, and they come to a well that Abraham dug at one point in time. So they come together as their group and they dig this well. And this is what starts happening. Now, keep in mind again, this is a large group. They're growing in power and stature. And so they dig this first well. And now I'm in Genesis chapter 26, verse 20 right now. The herdsmen of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, "The water is ours." So he called the name of the well Esek, which means contention or strife, because they contended with him. So here they are, settling down, and they dig a well, and here comes this other group basically saying, "No, it's mine." And how do they respond? Well, they went and they left. And then they dug another well, and they quarreled over that also. So now a second time this happened. And he called the name Sitna, which means enmity. Again, these names are given towards what was going on at the time when these things were happening. So again, another name of strife and conflict. And he moved from there again and dug another well. And they did not quarrel with him. So he called the name Rehoboth, saying, "For now the Lord has made a room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land." Now, why did this passage stick out to me? Currently, I'm going through some things that I'm seeking prayer on. And sometimes in the distractions of life, it's hard to see God's will. And a lot of my prayers have simply been, "God, if this is not where you want me to be, close that door." And he will. And what I see here in these passages is, here's Isaac thinking, all right, here's the well, here's where I'm going to go next. And there's conflict, but instead of him in pride fighting, which he clearly was capable of doing, he simply said, "Okay, that's a closed door." And he went to the next one, and there was conflict. And he said, "Okay, that's a closed door." And he went to the next one, and he says, God made room for me here. He said, "This is my open door." And how often in life are we challenged by closed doors, right? How often do we want to bust open those doors because, you know what, this is where I should be. There's no right for you to conflict with me over this. There's no issue here. Let's let's fight over this. But he doesn't. And that's not the model that we're given. And it happens again, and he doesn't do it again until finally that door is open, and it remains open. So I don't know what doors are being slammed in your face right now, or I don't know what doors you are asking to be closed, and I don't know what doors you're seeking to be open. But all I get from that passage is trust, patience, and you will see in God's time where you need to be and where I need to be. So that passage again was Genesis chapter 26, verses 20, 21, and 22. So that's my day 2.